Welcome to our TCH live stream of our 2-5 match to stack, 2K starting stacks, and of course our bomb pops here.
I guess we'll start with the bomb pot.
And I am joined by
William Waddy, the New York Knit, with you once again on this wonderful Monday.
Great. It's great to be back in the booth with you. It's always a good time.
And we're going to get started with the bomb pot here.
All right. Let me know if my sound is okay. My mic wasn't quite near my mouth. I have the what?
You have the droopy one.
Oh, that's why I keep pushing it back up. All right, we'll see how that rolls. A lot of familiar faces. We see Jwin back on the felt here on TCH Live, very accomplished player. And he's in seat 1 right next to another stream favorite in Blake. We'll go through the list. We'll go through the table as we get going here. We're going to start off with a bomb pot as usual.
All right. No huge holdings yet for anyone.
Yeah, kind of a weird-looking board there. No flush draws coming.
875 is pretty nifty for Chris in seat 7. 2 pair with a gut shot. Also a wrap on the other board makes it 50. And Corey has to fold.
So no mate straight here so far. But that 5-7, like you said, Chris has got that wrap with
He's
2
got
pair, right?
scoopability.
Yeah, he's got.
And he is going to scoop because everybody folded. Yes, Albert, this is the return of Jwin, sitting in seat 1. It's been a bit since we've seen him on these airwaves. We're glad to have him back.
I think he wanted to.
Always one of my favorite players to watch.
I've found this show many times, going back to the earliest days, and get some vlog content out there on the YouTube streets, and see what kind of content he comes up with tonight. Maybe he comes up with some money along with that content.
I think he'd probably rather have that.
The thing about poker content is, like, it can get expensive.
Oh, sorry.
You know,
time
it doesn't go the
consuming.
right
I
way.
think I was talking to another vlogger. I think it's like 25 hours for one 15-minute video.
I've heard that there's a lot of
Yeah.
editing that goes into those vlogs, especially like the more production value that you put into it.
John, how much do you have?
$1,000.
I would, if I wasn't making content, I would just use my cell phone and that's it. Upload, done.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Magic been on the stream lots of times, and it's funny because when we typically see Magic seat 4, he's usually wearing a mask. So now we actually get to see his face.
Jwin going to open the button right away. Optimized, not a believer in the 9 triz.
So 9 made it 30.
Looks like James going to go for the 3-bet, going to punish Jwin.
It's a perfect squeeze hand right there. The ace-5 suited. He's going to have the wheel.
And he's going to get cold called by Magic, which is exactly what he wanted in the small blinds, or, well, big blinds. He's next to the, he's basically the small blinds here. We go heads up, but he flops the entire roll. He's got an ace, and he's got the nut heart draw, and Magic has next to nothing here.
He's got
just
the backdoor.
backdoors.
Yeah, he's got the nut backdoor flush.
That's all he's got.
Some backdoor straights, I guess.
He's going to call James's 50, see if he can pick anything up. 10 of spades, he does pick up a spade draw of his own.
I expect Magic to fire off at this. Got some bluff equity there, and he does make it. Goes 150, less than half pot in that spot. I think this is a clear
Easy
call.
call.
Yeah.
Easy call. Also, didn't Jwin have a 10 in his hand?
He
Just
did.
saying.
He did have a 10.
And there's the hearts. And Magic's going to brick it out. So
Both with the nut flush draws.
pot size bet behinds for James, who does have the ace-high flush here. Does he go for the value himself,
We know
or does he
James-
try to get Magic
yeah.
to bluff? He goes for it himself, and Magic folds his nothing.
Yeah, a lot of times you can check in that spot if you're James, but a lot of times if he has an ace, he's just going to get checked back. So I do like to leave, even though we know that Magic may have gone for a bluff there in that spot.
I think he's probably targeting a 10 there with that bet.
Yeah.
Round 10.
Albert wondering what's the max buy-in for this game. The initial max is 2,000. After the first hand, it becomes a match to stack. So whatever the biggest stack is, you can buy up to that. And often you will see a bunch of top-ups as soon as there's a huge pot.
Yeah, you really don't want to buy shallow in this game. You really at a disadvantage.
Unless you like to make people see 5 cards. Those of us who
There is a strategy to buy in short, though, because a lot of players won't really bluff a lot of times against your stack because they know you'll just shove it in there.
yeah, those of us who play tournaments are used to forcing you to C5 cards, and heads up flop here, 7-4 deuce, which is going to give Optimize a pair.
Top pair for that. He's probably going to lead out. Yeah, he's going to lead out here. No, I don't think he's going to get any action.
He's the raiser, and he C-bets, and John makes the fold. One of our dealers sitting in seat 5 right now. See how John reps TCH tonight.
Well, we know he's a very, very aggressive.
Yeah, he's definitely not boring.
He's very aggressive. He's probably he is our most aggressive player at the table. Likes to see a lot of flops, likes to put a lot of pressure. If he thinks you're weak, he's just going to jam everything. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing.
Depends on your opponent.
Yeah. I am not familiar with Corey.
Nor am I.
He said hi to me out there.
Magic has 2 kings. So Magic is going to re-raise here. It makes it 135. And John with ace-king.
This
Cooler
is where
in progress here.
his aggression will really come through here.
I think this is where John and Magic get it in. And
Yeah.
somebody's going to be disappointed. John goes for the 4-bet, makes it $400. This is pretty much telegraphing that you're going to put the rest of that money in.
Yeah, his SBR behind is less than 1.
Yeah.
So he definitely is not going anywhere now. So
Yeah,
Magic might as well just get it all in right here.
Yes, if I'm Magic, I'm just doing it now.
And John's not as bad shape as you might think. I mean,
There's that mandatory ace on the flop that he's going to be counting on. Magic moves
and we
all
could
in.
assume that Magic would
gets
do this
snapped.
with queens as well. So
Yeah.
John is just hoping for queens.
Easy call.
Yeah.
And here we go to run out. No ace yet. John needs an ace. That's not an ace. One more chance. Magic's king's going to hold. Going to stack John. Unfortunate cooler for him.
Nothing wrong with either play there.
Played itself.
Yeah, John has to 4-bet that spot. And,
That's all there is to it. Sometimes you get the hand and you just lose. And
yeah, and John knew that he was probably behind or was behind when he got the 5th bet in there by Magic. So, but he's already got half his money in the pot.
it's where you're saying, like, please have ace king, please have jacks.
Queen, something. Give me a 40 to 60 chance.
He's not supposed to have kings. You have a king, you
I'm
block the
blocking
kings.
You break down one of those.
John gonna reload.
Chris with a nice hand there.
Yeah, he is in the straddle though.
Perfect.
Sometimes the
He'll probably
sometimes the
look to squeeze.
graphics.
He'll probably look to squeeze when it comes to him.
That would be unfortunate. James does have queens.
Oh, and he
And
makes
he'll
a
raise.
smallish raise there to 30.
3x. 3x is normal.
I want to play the table as you. In these games, it's usually a 4
Well, I
or
mean,
6.
it's normal everywhere that's not Texas.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
said. I feel like it's small. I played here too long.
You get the avalanche of calls here, and Chris gonna squeeze the ace-10 suited, and James, I expect is gonna punish him. Not guaranteed to have position. I think 4-bet is
Yeah,
probably a
he's got
better way to go,
4-bet here. Chris is on the
especially when Chris has such an obvious squeeze spot in the straddle. He's going to think it through. And he's going to just go ahead and move all in for 1,300, and that'll clear it out.
I like the fact that he took a little time to think about it. I think I've seen James play before, and I apologize if my memory doesn't serve me, but he looks familiar. So
I think he had a couple of choices there. I think 450 would have been another reasonable choice. Like the one downside of going all in is that you're pretty much forcing Chris to have like queens plus, ace king plus if he's going to call off. If you
it was a big all in.
If you just go 450, like maybe sometimes he's going to have jacks, he's going to have tens, he's going to take the flop, And maybe he flops an
Ace.
overpair and he's on the hook. Battle of pairs again. Jwin and Magic, 8s and jacks. Magic going for the 3-bet. Kevin with the ace-5 suited.
I mean, he can't call. He's got to raise or fold. Yeah, that's it. I think it's because he had Jwin behind him.
You would hate for Jwin to do something there after you put money in with
Yeah.
ace-5.
I think Jwin's either contemplating a raise. Oh, he's just.
This is a call. Definitely call here.
Like,
Go set mining. You have the right odds to set mine. Going to come up empty this time. King 10-4, though, may slow it down a little bit. Check, check. That 9's almost an 8, but it's not quite an 8. Magic does have a gutter to go with what is already the better pair.
with that Magic bet on the flop, it might induce a bet here from Jwin, thinking that he had like ace queen or something like that.
And bet he will. He'll bet pretty small, $40.
It's a great bet. It really just lets him know where Magic is in the hand, or really where he is at in the hand. It looks like Magic is just in a check calling mode here.
Seems fine to me. Front door
Got
spades get there.
Magic holds 1 spade, as does Jwin.
I think Jwin's going to just give up now. Magic. Gonna go for some value here.
That's some thin value there.
125. I'm not sure what's going to pay him, though, is the problem.
3 overs to the board, yeah.
All the draws got there. That said, if Jwin had any of those things, I think he would have kept betting the river.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense that you bet turn and then shut down. Jwin's probably trying to make sense of the check, call, bet line. And he's getting to get curious, and he's going to get punished for that curiosity.
Yeah, yeah. It probably didn't make a lot. It didn't make a lot of sense to us, but it did make a lot of sense to his line, Magic's line. So Magic gets paid there by checking the turn.
Well, he checked the flop. He called the turn.
Called the turn. Sorry.
You want to try it? Oh, sorry. We got MH
Take a look
here.
in the chat. Max buy-in.
2000
We already
MH.
Yeah, we covered that already.
Jeffrey's in there. How you doing, Jeffrey, right now? Good to see you. I know I saw Poker Monkey earlier.
Glad to have you all here. Be sure to hit that like button on your way in.
You did or did not?
Helps us out and doesn't cost a penny.
Pick a word that starts with N and one that starts with H. It could be like a silent H, too, if you want.
Baby ace wheel for Corey.
9 makes it 15.
No straddle this hands. Makes it 15. Jwin gonna just let go of that ace jack offsuit, which sounds tight, but it's actually a pretty reasonable fold against an under the gun open. I think call would have been the worst choice there, actually.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Probably
at all.
like fold, 3-bet, and then call if I have to rank them.
I actually like the 10-8 one gapper there suited better than ace jack.
We go 4 ways.
Wow.
That would have been a decent flop for ace jack. Jack 3 deuce rainbow.
Checks right.
Corey with bottom pair. Everyone checking. Queen of spades. I don't think anybody had a queen.
Oh,
so
Corey has
a pair of
he doesn't
deuces.
have- He has a deuce here.
Well, which is the second best hand. Kevin has a pair of 7s. That's
Gone
the
with
best
that
hands as they all
gutter.
check. And there's a king. I'm pretty sure nobody has a king either. So if we somehow make it to showdown,
Everyone check.
which we do, Kevin's going to win with a pair of 7s.
Kevin's looking around saying, "No one's got a pair. Is that me?" But the pot is only 62. Gonna take that down.
Hard to flop a pair, hard to make a pair. Fourth pair on a 4-way pot. You love to see it.
How's everyone doing in the chat this evening? So last week I went to Philadelphia.
You did.
I went to Philadelphia and I went to the game, Cowboys versus Eagles there at Lincoln Financial, and it was a great time. Obviously.
Yeah. Especially the part where they won, right?
Yeah, yeah, especially the part.
Despite their best efforts, they won that game.
I know they wanted to give that game up, but
6 calls, 7 folds.
John with a pretty loose open. I'm surprised Kevin didn't re-raise that king-queen. You'd much rather get heads up with John,
8 makes it 1.
especially if he's going to have craziness and he's going to open the door for MH to make the
here,
squeeze.
yeah.
We saw MH and Optimize get into it quite a bit last week. We'll see if they do so again tonight. As Kevin does call cut off with his king-queen. The call, though, is going to cap him pretty hard. Ace-9
Two pair. He flops 2 pair right off the bat.
Yeah.
There. We'll see how he likes to play this. I assume, yeah, he's going to lead out here.
He was the pre-flop aggressor, and an ace-high board is going to be good for him. So, fine c-bet, and king-queen has to find the muck.
Thank you.
Okay, my next one, right?
All right, still early on. We'll take a look at who's on the felt here. I do see Chris there in seat 7. Been on the it's like every week he's on the stream.
Yeah.
You said MH. I've seen him before.
Yeah.
Of
MH
course, we have
and C.
Kevin in seat 6. And we have Magic here. He's going to lay down the suited jack, as he should.
Yeah.
5 races.
And John is being uber aggressive early on here, playing some very marginal hands.
He doesn't want to fold. I think he's in the folding is boring camp.
Yeah, well, he's really tough to put on a hand, right?
How did he get that through? Come on, man. You got to defend with that ace. It's John. It's not a good ace, but it's John.
It's John.
He's played practically every hand. And yes, one time he actually had something, but that was one time out of 9.
I think what a lot of players when they play against John, they understand that they might have to get it all in. He'll go all in with the very marginal hands. So they may not be prepared for that yet. So
I think getting like 2 weeks ago was like raining every day and like at night it was like
4 folds. 5 folds, 6 folds, 7.
He found something he could fold at 9-5. Now it's
well,
how
we found his floor.
8 races to 30.
And
Jack 3, yes. 9-5, no.
And Corey, I haven't seen Corey before, so he's got a very playable suited queen here. I guess you could make a straight with that, right? 9-2.
You could. It will not be the nut straight.
It
but
won't
will
be, but
straight.
there's some playability.
Yeah, those non-nut straights are a great way to get yourself in trouble, too.
And we see Optimize laying down his 4 deuce of clubs. So a lot of clubs already here.
James going to squeeze and is going to get it done pretty quick.
I like the play so far. People are using their position to squeeze some plays and get some folds there. So.
When you get these wide ranges, I think some of these players have wisened up to that, and they're going to be punishing those ranges. And it looks like John's going to put the 20 on.
John's quickly becoming my favorite player to watch.
Yeah, he's in that top tier of loose players.
We need him to win a big pot here. Kevin with a pair, probably just going to limp.
6 calls.
He does.
7 and 8.
You don't really see Kevin limp a lot, so.
Double straight.
Yeah, limping early position, usually not considered a winning play by too many.
Yeah, if he limps for 20, he knows he's going to have to call another 80 here. More times than not, he does get raised.
And you get into that same issue of, like, what good hands are you going to be limping with?
We want to move it, but we really don't want to fucking walk out there right now.
Kevin Hando, it's pretty easy to continue. Either
You're
hits
gonna
a
go-
set or not.
You're going to go 4 ways now. 9-4-3, which is
It's
gonna
Jwin and John. Oh, John has actually got him out kicked here. Is that what John has? Yeah.
Yeah, John does have him pipped here. That said, maybe the
likely.
kicker ends up not even playing.
Yeah, I was
depending on
thinking it's
this
most
one.
likely a chop though if they get that
If
far.
we get Broadways to come out.
3 foot.
or if we get another pair on the board.
Oh, 2 pair for now. For
Yeah, I'm pretty
John.
sure John's kicker is going to be playing here.
Yeah, that's. You see how John slows down when he has it, and he bets. That's what I've seen a lot. We're gonna see a big bet here. Oh, no, I thought Jwin would bet this. Oh, it's a bad
This is
car for
trouble
Jay.
for Jwin.
Bad car for Jay. Look at John's face.
Luckily,
The flush gets there. That's the only thing that's going to slow Jwin down.
I
I
say,
think.
please have a flush. He's going to make it 85.
Less than half pot here.
Deuces are going to muck. Let's see if Jwin goes for the raise here with his trips. They're
Yeah, it's
not
hard-
good trips, but
It's hard to put somebody on a flush when it's backdoor a lot of times.
Jwin going to make the raise, and John has the nuts.
John
so
needs
we
to
can
slow down.
we can expect a 3-bet here. He does go for all the marbles here, 877. And Jwin, I believe, has seen enough, and he's going to fold.
Roll 10.
Let me see how many points I have.
I think Dante wants my money
We'll see if I.
pay for a concert.
if he's not broke.
8. 1, 2, 3, fold.
I like it on that was a great place.
4 makes it.
Got to keep grinding for those points.
I know.
5 fold.
All right, Magic raises. Seeing a lot of early aggression with less than ideal cards here, which makes it great for the stream. And he's going to flop a flush draw here with 2 overs. With his not 2 overs, 1 over.
And
He's going to take it down.
yeah, Magic takes it.
Straddle 10.
Magic, you always hate me. No. Hate on my diet, hate on my text. Oh, man.
You were a vegan once, right? I was like, you deserve
Magic,
to get
the early big winner here.
That's hate. I wouldn't hate.
James also up some.
Yeah, Magic was that recipient of those pocket kings, which held.
Kings versus Ace King, and then
Series was vegan for 6 years.
Yeah, it was.
C3
Eventually comes back.
had the queens and got the squeeze through.
One accidental bite. of
Corey
it,
with the
that's
worst hand ever, Ace Queen,
Who made bites of broccoli then it's over.
makes it 30.
It's like, I feel like everyone, like the lifespan, they
Jwin
have like
may
a
look
certain
to
amount of broccoli.
raise this. He is in position against Corey. He's got players behind him, though, so he probably wants to raise this. So they
Some
will
are lower
call.
than others. Like mine is like probably like 5 for my lifespan.
1 raises to 100. 2 folds. 3 folds.
Getting there soon.
Makes it
does
$100.
It's good sizing there.
I did eat a lot of broccoli. I don't eat much broccoli anymore.
I wonder why.
And Corey can either call or 4-bet.
That and carrots.
Yeah, I wonder why.
He's folding Ace Queen. Come on, man. He's folding Ace Queen.
Well, I mean, he's only $30 into it. He's out of position. against
You have
him.
Ace Queen, though.
I'm just trying to run through his head. Like, what hands is it? I don't know if he has any experience with Jwin. I'm not even sure if he's played Texas.
You're in
poker before.
Texas. You're in Texas.
He may not
You
know
have Ace
that.
Queen.
Or maybe he's not from there. I'm just thinking that is, yep, that is a little nitty to fold.
We're not
but-
folding Ace Queen. Even I'm not folding Ace Queen. That's just me, though.
Honestly, the only reason it was all over for me was because
9
when I ate, like, I had sashimi, and then, like, my vision immediately got better. Seriously.
Those carrots
It
didn't help,
was,
huh?
it was like a mild dose of mushroom.
Off
really
my
was.
not getting any
It
cards
was like
early on.
That's how, like,
30. 5 folds.
Magic with the
What
playable
made you eat the sashimi in the first
playable hand there.
exhausted
Queen
and
10.
everything, like,
Chris with an even more playable hand. King, King.
35.
He bets so fast.
hours a day, and I was like,
135. I think this is a situation where he knows his customer. That is a little bit bigger than typical, but if Magic's going to call the 100 on top, great. And flopping top set is even greater. King
And his
10-3.
opponent got a piece of that, too.
Yeah, Magic with middle pair. We go check,
Oh,
check.
he went check, check. Now the flush draw comes in. I think Chris is going to start betting here. He could bet really small.
7, that's 175.
It's something everybody gets.
175 the bet,
Yeah.
and
About these nutritional.
looks like that'll be a size that'll get middle pair to call.
Oh, it's got all the B vitamins.
It's probably he should. Magic did flop a pair. He got checked. The action on the flop was odd, so
So it doesn't have B12.
his second pair might be good.
Oh no! Magic Rivers 2 pair, but a set beats 2 pair.
It certainly does, and you're probably going through head. Would an ace jack still be in there? Probably not for a gutter.
If he has ace jack, good for him. We're
Yeah.
not going anywhere here. We're gonna bet, and he's going pretty big here. I think he's targeting 2 pair, makes it 500, and gets snapped, and gets rewarded. We were just talking about Magic off to a good start. He does have a setback there.
Yeah, he's probably close to even now. He did get that double up with his kings earlier. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So the kings are holding up all the way through.
So far they are.
I like Chris had the better set. He didn't get set over. He set over set them.
I'd like for kings to hold up.
I like for ace.
People out there can't catch it.
Straddle.
Yeah. I had a tournament on Saturday where it was pretty stupid. Like I had kings and I put in a 3-bet, I get called. Jack 3 deuce, I bet, I get called. It turns another jack, I shove. He tanks, I fade the snap call. This is good. If I fade the snap call, we know he doesn't have the jack, right? He calls and he turns over 7s and then he drills the river on me.
Whoa. He just didn't believe you at all.
Yeah, in his head he's probably saying those famous words, I put you on ace king.
I hear that all the time. There must be a lot more ace kings in the deck.
Well, I mean, there's 16 ace kings and there's 6 king kings. Ace 4 with spades does not help either of these players. Yeah, Jeffrey, I'm with both of you about the ace queen.
Bomb pot.
I can't get behind that fold. I'm sorry, I can't get behind that fold.
I kind of
Onto
get
the
it.
bomb pot.
I kind of get it. If he's a newer player to his stream, he doesn't really know any of the players
One
that
piece of
tech this.
sashimi, that's all
He
it's
probably doesn't want to face a 3-bet or pay off a 3-bet and then be first to act out of position on the flop. And so he decided that
Tell all of you.
And if you are out of town and you're interested in coming on the show, first of all, there's a link in the description if you want to get on the show. I would strongly encourage you to watch the show before you get on the show and
I
see
agree.
just how
I
crazy
agree.
we are here.
Now, I don't know. He may be from Texas. I don't know.
I don't know the guy either.
But that would be my assumption on that. It just didn't look like, who's raising? He's probably thinking, well, who 3-bets me when I raise? What can he have? Well, he could have 5-6 of hearts. And we're off to a bomb
I mean,
pot.
if this is somebody who's bluffing at anywhere close to regular, he can have something here.
Any
MH
clubs?
with a 10 high club draw, which I doubt is the best club draw here. Just looking at these percentages.
Jwin's top set.
He has a set of jacks, but he has a one-way hand. I believe those 10 high clubs are actually the best clubs here.
50, 7, 8, 9 fold.
It's Kevin making it 50 with ace queen 10-6, which has a pair of aces and an open ender.
One makes it 240.
Jwin with top set. I don't think he can go anywhere yet, even if it is a one-way hand. He's going to pot it. He's going to just try and take it here and now. And he probably will.
Yeah, William says if you're never folding ace queen, you're a big
Yeah.
losing player.
Yeah, I'm not saying never fold ace queen. I'm saying don't be trying to fold it heads up to a 3-bet.
Yeah, I mean, you heard my thoughts earlier. Also,
Kevin going to get stubborn here.
Call, sir.
Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh no.
A queen and a 6 on the turns.
What do we got there? Rainbow there.
So this is still okay for Jwin. On the bottom, Kevin has picked up a pair of 6s. Kevin
up
up
an
top,
open-ender,
aces
too.
and queens. We
Open-ender
knew
on the
Kevin
bottom.
was going to win the top pretty much anyway, but aces and queens now, and presumably there's no more tens if it's showing Jwin with 0 on the top.
So if you eat 2,000 calories of vegetables.
And yes, Kevin still does have that straight draw on the bottom. So this hand's looking a bit more scoopable than it did a moment ago.
Yeah, he's got that open ender. If he can just somehow spike a
the
eight.
open ender, yeah. Like we had the open ender, we just had one pair, now we have two pair.
Doesn't make it true.
And Kevin gonna call again. He is free rolling Jwin per our graphics. So presumably Jwin's gut shot does not have any live outs as we go to the rivers. Four of spades and king of diamonds. So that straight is going to get there. The front door diamonds will also get there, so that may let Jwin off the hook here. This is one of the worst turns for him.
Like naturally occurring veganism.
One of the worst rivers, rather.
Yeah,
I forgot what street we're on.
it's a tough break here. The pot's already ballooned to 1,700. So
and you have a one-way hand. He is checking here.
Oh, it is.
Like you're never winning the top. You have a pair of jacks on the top.
And I think with Kevin, he has really nothing to worry about
Kevin
here.
goes for all of it. He does have the nuts on bottom. Well, not quite the nuts. He does have the dry ace though.
He does have the like you say, he blocks the nuts on the bottom, so he can feel very comfortable. He probably thinks he just has the one board.
And now he has all of it because Jwin does fold.
That's
He had all of it anyway. If Jwin calls, he has all of it. So.
All right, so the ace-queen hand, we're still talking
Jeffrey's
about that.
saying, obviously, like if there's tons of action, there's 4 or 5 bets before it gets to it's an obvious fold. But yeah, I'm with you, Jeffrey. Like that was definitely at least a call.
Yeah, I think
I could also get behind 4-betting it as a bluff. Like that's not a 4-bet for value. That is like what I would consider a bluff. Ace-queen offsuit. Because you don't mind if he folds a pair.
Yeah, and I just think with Jwin there, also play devil's advocate, folding there. I think with Jwin, you're only going against one player right now, right? And if you fold there, at least you're a little exploitable down the road, right?
Yeah.
Every time you open up for a raise.
Yeah, like 15 minutes from now, you've just like when the delay catches up. Yeah. Anybody who sees that hand, you've just put a giant 3-bet me sign on your back. Which is not a sign you want to be wearing.
No, because then you're not going to see any flops.
Yeah,
you're going to be put through the blender on every decision here. But we've got some playable hands here, some Broadway hands, a couple of pairs.
King 7-7.
For a minute, I thought someone flopped quads, but that was 6s, right? Yeah.
And quads of the day, by the way, I believe are quad kings for $200. It did just hit yesterday. Quad kings today, $200. All the rules at TexasCardHouse.com on that promotion here in Austin. That is a fun promotion.
We got John raising an opening bet for Magic here.
And Magic in a full top pair.
I like that play by John. John asked himself, what would somebody with a 7 do here? Well, I'm just going to get a little raise in there and see. Take it down. And his 6s might have been good, but
Magic perhaps leaving himself a little bit exploitable there, folding top pair.
Really like call off on this guy with like common pair.
All right then. Yeah, William Smith saying he would have 4-bet. And yeah, and 4-bet is definitely a viable option there with that ace-queen.
I think for me, I probably would have 4-bet. I wouldn't have 4-betted big.
Yeah, like you could get a pair to fold. The other thing is you'll get to the flop with the betting lead, and you could often take it away on a c-bet. Like imagine Jwin has ace-king and he just calls. You take a flop and he misses, and he folds to your c-bet. Beautiful, right? Or if he has pocket 7s and he misses and he folds to your c-bet. Beautiful.
Well, this time we have 3 people with aces. We have John with some broadways, and we have Optimized with a pair. This could get...
and Corey going to go for the 4-bet shove with his ace-king suited, 1,400. This will almost certainly clear it out.
Yeah, I think he's going to win the hand here. I don't think anybody can call, but I don't like that play at all. It feels like he was a little scared, right?
I think with the action, that might be the only size that makes sense, actually. You had a raise, a 3-bet, and a cold call.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's just trying to take it down pre-flop. He's not
Yeah,
interested.
once you, and he is also out of position. So,
Well, who's calling him? And that he beats.
like maybe ace queen heroes you,
Yeah, that.
and some pairs maybe, but you also don't mind if he folds a pair. If somebody folds 55% of equity, that's a win. So, yeah, you're denying equity to pairs as well, and you're neutralizing your disadvantage from being out of position. So, and I don't think there was a smaller size that actually would have made any sense.
Well, we have aces here for Magic. So he had kings earlier. Now he has aces, and he smiled when he threw the money out. I don't know if people take a lot of stock in body tells.
It depends.
He was smiling when he threw out the raise.
40 for Magic. MH with an ace of his own, gonna make the call. Jack 9 of diamonds for Jwin. This is a hand that could continue. He chooses not to continue though. Optimize, gonna set mine with those 9s. See if he can find himself a 9 on this three-way flop. He does not. The case ace does make an appearance though. Magic has flop top set.
And
MH top pair.
Yeah, MH has a hand.
This will cost him at least one bet.
A lot of
40
times we
hours.
see players that flop so heavy. Just check this. But I don't mind the bet there. It's a C bet, which normally what you would do anyway. And
The problem is you block most of the calling ranges. And
Yeah,
he
and
gets called by both players here. And that Jack of Spades, not all that useful.
see if Magic can get a little tricky here.
There's a few more rivers you got to worry about now.
Yeah, I mean, he
50.
doesn't worry about a flush, but that board's starting to get connected here.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, the straighteners. And MH going to call, optimize, going to bow out.
I think Magic knows now that MH has an ace in his hand.
Oh, no! MH rivering 2 pair.
We just saw this, right, with the kings?
We just did the queen 10,
Against
now
John,
the ace
yeah.
10, and whatever Magic bets here.
You can't give anybody
It's
queen.
gonna be
you
bad
can't
for
you can't put
MH.
a straight on anybody. That would be very. I mean, I guess you could.
Queen 9,
Queen 9, yeah.
queen, that's not getting to the river.
Yeah, I just so you don't really have to worry about
500.
that.
Yeah, if he's got it, he's got it. MH gonna snap because he just rivered 2 pair, and gonna find out that he drew dead and got there,
Wow,
which
that's
is never a great
cooler.
feeling.
I mean, good for MH for losing the minimum. He lost the minimum there. I mean, that's actually sometimes that to pull a profit, you got to be able to find those spots where you don't lose your whole stack, and good for him for not re-raising, because I think there are a lot of players that would just dump it all in.
Yeah, which would probably be a little bit light on this board with this action.
Well,
Because
Magic-
MH could have all the sets. Like he was the opener, it wasn't a 3-bet pot or anything. He could have all the pocket pairs. And if he has a set, he's going to go bet, bet, bet. If he has ace-jack, he's going to go bet, bet, bet. Like he flops top pair, he turns top 2. He's going to go bet, bet, bet. So yeah, I like ace-10 as a call there. I don't know that ace-10 exactly might call a jam, but I think anything that's 1 pair is not going to call the jam.
Yeah.
I think full pot was probably the maximum.
Well, Magic is having a little roller coaster right now. He doubled up, then lost a big pot. Now he's up.
There
again.
also weren't that many draws available to where you could tell the story that you had a misdraw. So I don't think I would have gone any bigger than Magic
Good
had
idea.
gone there.
They're not taking it to the table.
5 fold, 6 fold. 7 makes it 35.
All right, we've got King 9 for MH. Let's see him get back on the winning note here. It's suited. I actually like King 9, but
Goes for the 3-bet and try and isolate Chris. And Jwin is not going to oblige. He's going to cold call with his 6s.
he does have position.
Suited ace for Magic. He's going to cold call. And Chris, with an
Gonna bring in
amazing
Chris,
price
right?
to go set mining,
Yeah, that's great.
is going to set mine. We'll go 4 ways to the flop here.
3 ace, please. No. All right.
Jack
what do we
10
got
6, 2 diamonds, which is going to be a gut shot for the King 9. Top pair for Magic. So Magic ends MH with some piece, and Jwin with bottom set. How did we sleep on that? Jwin with bottom set.
You're right. That's exactly why.
We were thinking about the threes. He has the sixes.
That's exactly why you call with sixes.
It's 80, and Magic in the call. He's got top pair.
I would actually think I would think that Magic would have let out with that, kind of donk lead that.
I'm not a big donk leader.
Usually donk
Like
lead
you're,
is so strong.
because
here.
I mean, the three better could have an overpair, and you don't want to get called by an overpair.
Ooh, MH
Overpair.
decides to raise his gutter here. He still has outs though, but he is way behind.
Unfortunate timing here.
It'd be very interesting to see what Jwin does. He could call. I mean, he can call. He can go all in. There is a flush out there.
There
and straight
are
draws. So
there are a lot of terrible
yeah,
runouts.
I just think that getting the money in now might have been.
He's gonna make the call, and you know what? At the same time,
Magic.
like if he raises and he gets action, it's not going to be good for him. Like if he raises and he gets action, it's going to be bigger sets, and it's going to be combo draws, and
Yeah, the combo
probably
draw.
Jack 10.
Yeah.
So
10 would be
MH and
fine.
J win. Queen of Diamonds. MH gets there with the straight, but it's the diamonds. MH pulls ahead here. Probably won't feel that great, but MH unlikely to go anywhere here.
I was going to say he's definitely going to lead out
And MH going to fire again. He was the check raiser on the last street.
here. And now we
has
have
the
an
betting lead.
SPR of 1 there for MH.
And this is sickening for Jwin. He gets check raised. The check raising range is going to have a lot of draws, and they all got there.
All the draws got there.
And Jwin's going to call, and he's going to pray to pair this board. Here we go to the river. Heads up. That's not a pair. In fact, I think this is where Jwin can just shut down and not put any more money in.
That's a great card for Jwin.
Four to a straight is going to save him
yeah.
money.
He loses the
He
8
beats
deuce now.
He beats almost nothing here. Jwin beats almost nothing here. MH going to check. I imagine check call is going to be the thought there.
Check.
Jwin gives up. The straight is going to be good for MH. That river bailed Jwin out, I think. If you're Jwin, like let's say the board does pair, like, and it's not the 6. Like let's say the Jack or the 10 pairs. Now you have bottom boat.
That still can't fill.
Like you're probably gonna call, but you're not gonna like it
Yeah, it still doesn't.
because I mean, Jack 10's solidly in that check raising range as well.
Yeah, top 2.
Yeah. If Jack 10 3-bets pre-flop, which we saw King 9 3-bet pre-flop, so
It's round 10.
who knows what MH can 3-bet pre-flop. I'm sure Jwin's filed that away now that
Yeah.
he can 3-bet pre-flop with King 9.
And he can raise me. He could check raise me with
with
a
a gut
gutter.
shot, yeah.
That just makes MH a harder player to play against, though. I mean,
Yeah, you got to have some bluffs.
yeah.
You can't always have it when you raise, otherwise you're super easy to play against. James with the king queen. Makes the call. 3-bet also a consideration there, especially if you're out of position. Ace 8 6, and I believe everybody has missed here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, everyone missed here.
They all have
King
each
queen,
other's
the
cards.
best hands. Corey, though, has the betting lead as the raiser. So he's going to continue for 45, and he's going to get it through because somehow nobody has an ace.
And William says, "Can't lie, you're a beast when you see all the." I don't know what that means.
Well, I mean, this is it's easier to discuss what should have happened when you can see all the
Oh,
cards.
I
You can
see.
all the
I thought
cards.
you were. Okay.
Yeah. Like, we know that the ace queen was the better hands, for example. But, like, in general, when we can't see the cards, like, ace queen is generally not a hand that folds in that particular spot in most games. If I'm playing Old Man Coffee and he only raises with Kings Plus,
What'd you call me?
yeah, and that's a different story. But generally speaking,
All in for like almost 2K.
I'm just gonna raise it up. This king queen. John calls. I like that call. 7-5
7-5
one
suited is
gapper.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. No one ever sees it. Right?
Unfortunately, the spades are dominated, and 7-5 is going to whiff quite hard here on Ace Queen 10. Magic with a pair and a gutter. MH with a pair, and Magic gonna take it with a C bet.
Like 300.
Five in for him.
For like almost 2K.
And we'll get ourselves odds in the next hands.
Thanks for the comment, Jeffrey.
Rattle check. Thank you very much.
I think we've seen a straddle every time. I can't wait to get to
Pretty
the
much
double
always.
straddles.
We saw John put a 20 on. We know John's going to put a 20 on. He's good for it. We still got like another half hour until football. That's where I'll start getting distracted. My Broncos are playing tonight,
That's right. I'm surprised.
and we beat Kansas
Surprised you're
City.
here.
We beat Kansas City. So, and my flow hasn't looked very good this year. This is a winnable game. That's all I'm saying. It's a winnable game.
Is there something wrong with your coach? I saw him on an interview last week. I don't know.
Is there something wrong with Sean Payton?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because he didn't know stats and he looked confused. I don't know. Maybe he's just irritated. Maybe he's like Bill Belichicking everybody. He's like,
Well, if he gets much more confused, he'll have to run for office, I think.
well, they can't fire him. They traded the #1 pick for him.
Hey, there's no rule that you can't make stupid choices.
All right, let's see. This Williams
Does this run every Monday? It sure does. Yeah, we stream out of Austin every Monday. And in the description for the video, there's a link to the forum if you want to get on. Or you can just get a hold of TCH Austin, get yourself on the list that way. They'll hook you up. If you're in Houston, we do stream out of TCH Houston as well.
We have 2 streams, right? We have a small game and a bigger game. I think it's
I don't
Thursday.
know
I know. Yeah.
I don't know the schedule these days, but we do definitely stream out of Houston as well. And in fact, the link for that just scrolled by on the chat. And if you're in Houston, you're looking to play on stream, definitely consider that as an option as well if you don't want to drive the 2.5 hours.
I would say just come to Austin.
Yeah, Austin's pretty cool. This is the original TCH. Well, Austin's the original TCH city. This isn't the original TCH.
No, the other location
It's
was
the
down
oldest.
the road, right?
It's the oldest TCH that still exists. So I'll put it that way. And this one's a lot nicer than the original one.
I wasn't here for that. James,
I feel like I'm the old guy now, like poker-wise here.
Well, I was just like a lot of the players from like 3 years ago. I didn't really see them
Yeah.
as much. But the good news is we have a lot more newer poker players here.
Some new
Influx of
players,
people,
some
yeah.
fun players.
We still got to do that OG.
Yeah, one of these days we'll have
One
a
of these-
class reunion.
We'll get Anderson and Steve Dola.
Yeah, that would be. I got to do a show with Steve Dola once. We wanted to do that, like even before there was a stream, we wanted to do a show together, and that was a lot of fun. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, he doesn't really play as much. He's got a restaurant or something.
Yeah, he's got a job that keeps him busy. I can relate to that. I got a job that keeps me busy too. You're happily retired.
Yeah, I can.
Maybe I get rich and I get to do what I want rather than what I have to at some point.
The right to party is like 35.
Yeah, but there was a later one after 5.
Ooh, a couple of strong hands here. And just a call from Corey with the 9s.
And the ace
that
queen
not
is
a
going
flop.
to outflop
Yeah.
him.
John may play this tricky.
Is that the same song?
We've noticed that about John too, although he bets out here. A
Yeah.
lot of times with those strong hands, he just checks. He plays trappy.
Or you're going to check fold. Perfectly fine. He set mines and. Hey, Anderson's in the chat. We spoke that into
Anderson,
existence.
we just said I said
Anderson,
your name.
thanks for watching.
He's
Glad
a lot
to
of
have
fun
you
play
here.
with. Yes, Mr. Anderson. I always call him Mr. Anderson out of the Matrix.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr.
Yeah. Yeah, those were the days.
We'll
Like,
do it. Let's do it first of the year.
you know, like after the holidays.
Yeah,
and
after
like,
the holidays.
It's like I'm going to be disappearing for a bit. Like this will be my last show for a few weeks. So I'm going
I
to
heard.
go back to New York, and I'm going to
Lucky you.
go out to
Love New York.
Vegas for the first weekend of WPT. I'm not going to be in Vegas for the what do you call it? I'm not going to be in Vegas for F1, despite my
Oh,
being a
that's
huge
right.
race
You were saying
fan.
you were gonna.
I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for a race ticket. I did just go to Austin anyway, the race in Austin. So I'll be in New York. And Ace 5-3 all diamonds. I believe somebody had diamonds in their hands.
Oh,
Magic
the
had
nut
diamonds in
diamond.
his hand.
Well, it's not the nut diamonds.
Yeah, 4 juices,
It's
the
not the
steel
nut,
wheel.
but it might as well be, right?
Which, incidentally, a week ago, I flopped a straight flush in a bomb pot. Just saying.
I've gotten a few, not a royal, but I've gotten a few straight flushes in mine. All we need to see is MH get another ace or.
MH check holds flop. We'll see if he goes the same route on the turn. Magic gonna make it 300.
I don't.
MH gonna go to the river here. MH drawing dead. This time he doesn't get there when he draws dead.
Well, I mean, I guess he's hoping that Magic maybe had the king of diamonds and was just betting it, but I mean.
1,000 in the middle already. Let's see what Magic does here. I think he can go polar here. Go on the bigger side, say, I have it or I don't. He's going to basically say, I have the king of diamonds, and I have another card that may or may not be a diamond.
Yeah, I mean, he
Make
bets
it 800.
almost bets pretty big, almost pot size there. It's very polarizing, you know, as people like to say. So
MH deciding.
MH, yeah, I don't think he's calling. He's losing to all aces, but I don't think a single ace would make that bet. I think maybe get the showdown value, maybe check it over, but
like
I don't know.
Like king queen with a diamond, with 1 diamond
Yeah.
could make that bet. Like we want to talk about
That's the
PCP.
hand he'd have to have.
Or like
right?
king jack with a diamonds, king 10 with a diamonds.
Like if he has the king of diamonds in his hand. So it's very, you know, you're like 50-50 there, and I know he just took a
Small big, yeah.
took a hit from it.
Well, if it's 50-50 and you only need to be right 30% of the time, then, you know, why not? I think it's not. I don't think it's quite 50-50 though.
No, it's not. We got Anderson saying he's here. And he watches a lot, but he just stays quiet. Yeah, we will definitely will. I'd love to get all those. We just trying to get everybody all together, though. So
Yeah, it's hard to wrangle people.
I mean, any players in mind, Anderson, for an OG? And I don't know. Am I an OG? I've only been here 3 years.
You're close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
I mean, this show's only been on the air for 4 years.
Okay, there you go. Anderson, let us know who you think should be on that game. I bet you that's going to be a very highly watched if we.
Properly promoted.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
yes.
we could get some eyes on that. Especially when there's no more Monday Night Football. Which, like, you get to January, there's no Monday Night Football. Waiting for the graphics to catch up here. King 10-3 is going to be a gutter for Jwin. Middle pair for Optimize. It's going to be Magic with the Spores making the bet, $75.
I started playing it when I was like 4 years old.
Jwin could check raise here. I think this is folder raise.
More like 99.
But he's going to prove me wrong.
Goes the
and he's
other
gonna
way.
make the call.
Yeah, I agree with you. I prefer a raise. You set yourself up.
And the last 4 of your social?
You get rid of Optimize's middle pair if you
He's
raise.
definitely calling here.
Instead,
yes.
Optimize is going to call.
Backdoor straights for Optimize.
Ace of clubs. Very interesting turn here. Everybody with 1 club in their hands. And Jwin with top pair now.
Now and still has that
Gutter.
gutter. And it's going to
Gutters
check all around.
to go around. And that does not complete anything. That 9 of hearts, the ultimate dud river.
Let's see if Jwin thinks he's ahead and can get some value. It's
Nah.
it's just tough for multi.
I'm
right?
checking here.
Yeah,
I don't want to get raised. But he's going to prove me wrong again, and he's going to bet. I think this might be a blocker. This is probably like a bet fold that he's looking at. 90, pretty small. He goes like a quarter pot, just saying.
I like the sizing, right?
Yeah.
He is susceptible here to someone jamming, but Blake's really not going to do that unless he has it. Like, especially against Jwin, these guys are.
We got to put a tower in a jar.
Oh, he is. He's going to raise him.
325.
He turned his third pair into a bluff here. That's some
And he
high
does
level
have,
poker
he's
there.
got good blockers, though. He's got
Yeah.
a jack, and he's got the 10 of clubs. He actually has great blockers to do that with. He's going to make it 325, and now Jwin in a bind here. Similar situation where he has top pair. He also blocks the nut hands. So he has to think about it, but this could also be two pair.
Some 10-9s
That's
that
the
get
problem.
there.
Yeah, like he could lose the 10-9. He could lose to a bluff.
I mean, I think for a lot of players, for me, I think that's a fold right there. I would have done what you done and just checked it.
I
Check call.
probably check call.
Yeah.
I
You're in
think
a
the
tough
next
spot.
I think the next best thing I do is probably bet fold, which is what Jwin's going to do. And so well done by Optimize
Hitting a wide open.
with the bluff.
Optimize is a tricky player. He's a very creative player, and I wouldn't have said that 2 years ago. But he is very he's really grown. He's very creative. You can't put him on a hand anymore. It's very tough to play against. And Anderson says
I like his
Caitlin?
idea. I like his idea there. Right? We got Caitlin and Aaron and myself
That's
and
5
you
players.
and Jay
Oh,
Stack.
6 players with Anderson.
Yeah.
So we need 3 more.
Yeah, 3 more. We
Tillman?
can get 3 more. Tillman would be a solid choice.
Tillman or Sam? Tillman plays more strings.
All right, C6 will be sitting.
Yeah, like that would be one possibility.
Mosquito Josh.
There's one, and there's a regular fixture from back in the day.
Is he going to check the street?
Prestige would be another
Prestige,
choice if
Steam
you can
Gola.
make it. Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah.
Super long 15 minutes.
All right, we're on to our bomb pot here. So we're looking to see if anybody has any hearts.
Time
Or
flies.
diamonds.
We're already an hour in. Red cards would be great to have. Jwin does have some red cards. He's got the Jack High Hearts. And not a lot going for him there. Optimize with
Ooh,
hand that's
Corey with the
scroll
better
bottom.
hearts.
Yeah, nut heart draw for Corey. Just a pair of 8s on the bottom. Kind of a one-way hold
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
got the 10 as well, top pair, but this is a bomb
We
pot. You
check
never win.
through. 6 of clubs. I think Optimize had 6s. And then a king's going to pair on the bottom board. Optimize has a king as well. He's got a set, and he's got trips.
He's really got a lot of this locked up here. But you are going against
Lots of checking.
multiplayers. The nuts change all the time here.
John with the 9-7-6-4 does have the nut straight on the top board.
Oh,
Makes
he's
it
got
60.
the 4-7, yeah.
Corey gonna call with his nut hearts.
I think Optimize just has to call. The only thing is he's got a pair of 6s, so he's not going to be able to get the boat from that. So he needs a single 4.
And I think Jwin's gonna go away here.
That's not to have any. Super Bowl or bust.
Optimize gonna call it.
Yeah. Super Bowl or bust. Divisional
Optimize has to be careful also not make an underboat,
playoffs. That's a good goal.
which he won't because the board didn't pair. A deuce and a queen. The river's here. And so Optimize's trips will be best on the bottom. Not very good trips, though. And the hearts do miss here, so the 7 high straight will be the nuts on the top board for John, who will make the bet here. Always risky business there with a one-way hand, and it's a straight, which can get you quartered. Entirely possible somebody else has the same straight as you. A little bit less likely with one of the 7s sitting on the board, though. Corey missing everything. He does have a wheel on the top, but that's nothing.
4-7.
Optimize going to make the call. Chop it up.
Yeah, he had something on both boards. I think obviously if he just had one board, something on one board, he would have folded there. So
Yeah.
he's never raising that. He's just going to go ahead and call. And we're going to chop this one up.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jeremy chopping that pot up and getting us on to the next hands. One of our amazing dealers, keeping these games moving. Great dealers here at TCH.
They are. They really are.
Chop it up.
Yeah, double shroud, sorry.
One of the things I like about playing here for sure. And they're not even paying me to say that. That's
get
a free
paid?
compliment.
Raises to 68.
Will work for super chats. That's the sign that I'll hold up.
Time makes it 180.
Corey going to 3-bet his baby suited connector. Good to have some middling cards in the 3-bet range.
Everyone full.
Makes you a lot harder to play against post flop.
Thank you.
I like
You don't
that
just
play
have to
by
be afraid of
four.
the ace high boards, and he's going to take it down,
You can get
which is
ace.
a great outcome.
Well, you said you're going to wait for aces.
Magic, the big winner.
Oh,
Bet on the
that's-
right ends of a couple of cores tonight.
Shroud 10.
Jwin with the most work to do as far as getting back into the green. Hasn't had such a great night, but it also could have been a lot worse if that one board did not end up 4 to a straight. I think it probably would be another thousands in the hole.
It would, yeah, it would have probably been an all-in there.
Still like stuff pops on there. It'll be a little bit of that.
It is early, though. So Poker Monkey said we just went live today.
He was talking about something earlier tonight.
Oh,
Something
okay, yeah,
early in
okay.
the chat,
Sorry.
yeah.
Well, we have our infamous ace queen here. Let's see how
And
James
he's calling
plays
there. That's a squeeze candidate.
it. Yeah, that.
And he makes the call, and he's going to take it 4 ways out of position,
Which you never wanna
which
go
is
4
exactly what we
ways.
want with that awful hand ace queen. And you got king 6-6 for your troubles.
I did see a king, I think. No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
there's a
Oh,
king.
there is a king,
Optimize
yeah.
had a king, and Magic had a 6. A 6 that would have folded if he would have just 3-betted pre-flop.
Wow, Magic.
Magic going to lead out,
flopping it, huh?
75.
I
Gonna-
like the lead out. It says
Go for
I
the
have a
donk
king.
lead.
It says I have a king.
And Optimize going to say, I have a king.
Well, I think with Magic, it looks like he has a king, and he wasn't. He showed no aggression pre-flop, so it can't be a good king, right?
Yeah.
King 10, maybe King Jack, and Optimize has to feel very comfortable. He has the best king there.
We go heads up, and
But he doesn't have a king at
harmless
all.
7 of spades.
Optimize, I feel like he thinks he's trapping a little here, hoping to get a weaker king to keep betting.
225.
Oh
and
my
Optimize
God!
check folds.
Man, he's a much better
That's
player
a-
than I am.
Okay, Magic has a 6.
Did he show?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the other side of the leading, though. I mean, there's some players, they flop the nuts, they're like, I lead, I lead, I lead, I lead!
I know.
And it's like, there's probably a little bit of that going on, too. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll peel and see if we can get an interesting turn, and that didn't happen. Or if he can just say, just kidding, and
Probably
check.
thinking, like, what 6 could you have there? It was a raise pre-flop. But it was
Well,
only to
and then
35,
everybody
right?
calls
Yeah,
and he's
everybody
Magic.
called.
Magic's not
Yeah.
exactly a tight player.
No, he's definitely not.
Were those 7s not at the table? What happened? This was 7s vanish. Deuces for Corey.
One full.
I think nowadays you can celebrate it.
Optimize is going to 3-bet the worst of aces, the ace-6 offsuit. Can't make a straight, can't make a flush. Corey has the price to set mine, so he is going to go duck hunting here.
Well, in this spot, Optimize is just like having ace king.
Quack, quack.
Wow. Does he have a diamond?
10
Did
and
Optimize
2
have
small
the ace of
diamonds.
diamonds? He does!
Nut diamonds for
Oh,
Optimize.
this will be a fun
Beautiful
hand here.
flop. 30, the C-bet from Optimize.
Corey's
Corey
gotta
got a
raise.
check raise.
He's got a raise here.
There's
because
like most of the turns are bad for him. There's
All the turns-
diamonds,
all
there's
the turns
stuff
are
straight,
bad
it's like
for him.
almost all the turns are bad for him.
95.
I'm scared of any red card on a turn, even if it's a heart.
we know
Goes
Optimize at least
95.
is going to call. I think calling or raising are all perfectly fine, but Corey just bet so. I mean, I keep talking about how fast people bet. It just seems like he just.
What calls the 3-bet is the problem, so he's going to call. So the turn we go. Optimize needs a diamonds. Optimize does not get a diamonds. Queen of spades.
Better than getting an ace. That queen is better than an ace.
Yeah, I think once Optimize gets called, I don't think he's even that excited about an ace.
Yeah.
Or rather, once he gets check raised, I should say. He's not excited about an ace.
Well, Corey's probably going to lead out here. He might
Well,
make
he was
it.
the check raiser, so he is going to...
He might make it kind of deep.
He has the betting lead. Yeah, let's charge those draws. 180 goes a little less than 1/3. A little less than 2/3 rather.
Yeah.
And I probably go a little bit bigger. Like I am happy to charge a draw here. Optimize gonna call. Optimize needs a diamond. Does not get it. Corey gonna fill up here. Deuce is full of 10s. And I think Corey's got to go big here. I think he's going to target a 10 here. A 10's probably the only thing that can call you at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to probably go like 750 or 800.
He's going so much smaller, it looks like. I can't.
Yeah.
475.
475.
That's not that bad. That's a very
2/3.
almost value-y there. And it's a tough spot for Optimize. If the bet was lower, he could bluff this, but
Yeah.
he can't bluff now.
He's got to let it go. I don't think Optimize was in bluff mode at any point once he got check raised on the flop. Yeah, so there was nothing that was going to be able to pay Corey on that run out. I probably do go bigger because honestly, after the check raise and the turn bet, I think the only thing that's going to pay you on that river is the trip 10s. I don't even know that an overpair is going to pay you.
Yeah. Well, I think if you had an overpair, you'd have.
Because like there's
I think
there's
if you had an
very little-
overpair, he would have re-raised the raise.
Problem is then you
Aces
only,
with the ace of diamonds. Yeah.
the problem though is that then you only get called by sets and flushes. And you're behind sets and flushes. So I probably don't 3-bet flop for that reason. But I'm a nit, so what do I know?
Feels like forever.
Your mileage may vary.
Feels like forever when you're the second child, always equal.
6 folds.
That's
It's
what I've been told.
true.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I've been told. Like the first one's always like an angel. And the second one
Always equal.
people simulated. Yeah.
But I could see 3-betting. Like I could see where some people would consider 3-betting
Well, I think in Texas they like to.
on the flop. Both players missed here. The king 9 found the muck.
It's 55 and a fold.
Right fold at the wrong time. Corey,
Corey's starting to put together some hands here. He's starting to play aggressive now.
he had the betting lead, so he's going to c-bet that board, and it's hard for MH to continue without at least a spade. One more point, you can take some money from me.
I could try.
I run pretty bad in this game.
I lost the last time.
Kyle's ahead of me lifetime from the 2 shows that we did. You've definitely cleaned me out before.
The worst is when you double down.
All right. Corey folds here. Jwin's got
Not a believer
garbage.
in the 9 triz.
Lots of ace rags here. A lot of rags, period. A lot of rags.
That's the best kind. You gotta correct the bad decisions.
And we have
It's
a raise
Texas.
with ace
We're going to play
8.
some rags. We got a bunch of rags going to the flop 3 ways. 6 rags. Jack 9
I don't
deuce.
think anybody hit
That's
anything.
pretty raggedy. John has a jack.
Oh, there you go, John.
Magic. Gonna see that he was the raiser. And John calling because he has top pair. That's what you do usually. Not the top pair anymore. Magic doesn't have the king now. Gonna keep telling the story. 75. Also, queen 10 gets there on that turn. John undeterred. Gonna make the call. 10 on the end puts 4 to a straight on the board.
Just a queen now, or an 8.
Does Magic go for the 3rd barrel? He does, and it works. Magic
Great
goes
play
full
by
pot.
Magic, and you can't blame John for that because
Yeah, that was the worst possible run
yeah,
out.
I just I feel like we're moving fast. We have 33 hands in. Seems like a lot.
Yeah, not a lot of really disgusting spots yet tonight. On our Monday 2-5 here, TCH Live Austin. William Waddy, the New York Knit with you. Dante alongside me. Mel pressing buttons on the other side. Jeremy pitching the cards.
Corey,
Corey
nice
raising it
Broadway
up.
cards there.
All of you in the chat hanging out with us. Thanks for being here. Love having you here. Love talking with you. And John,
Oh, John with the aces.
John with a lovable hand there.
It looks like a squeeze. It looks like
A squeeze from an aggressive player.
Corey just folds the two Broadway cards
Queen.
there.
No. When are you coming over here, dude?
Probably a little bit afraid of being dominated.
You're not getting a dime.
Nah. Been missing you, man. Come play with you in a minute.
It's the second time we've seen Corey make a somewhat snug fold to a 3-bet.
And be right.
And James not going to set mine. He also did not have the 10-to-1 implied odds that you would normally want to have to set mine.
Yeah, John really charging for those set mines. Or
Yeah.
Straddle 10.
I don't know the last time we've done a giveaway, Jeffrey, but you never know.
I've never done that. I've been here.
Like
I've
it's
been
been
doing it for a
some
year and a
time
half.
since we've done one in Austin.
It's been at least a year and a half.
Like I feel like the last giveaway was out of Dallas probably.
2 makes it 4.
But who knows? Stay tuned. Maybe one day there'll be another giveaway.
4 fold.
Yeah, we certainly could do it. You just mail them off, or
I don't know how they do it.
no.
I have to whisper into production's ear, hey, let's give free stuff away to our loyal viewers.
9 fold.
Yeah, that is the other use for the loyalty points. Like once in a blue moon, there'll be a giveaway,
I wanted to see like a competition.
and that's how you'll get in the raffle.
I want to lose 40 though, but I want to do it like 4 months. 40 and 4. Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to.
I'll maybe do it less. I'll do it less time. If y'all challenge me, I'll do it less time.
Bro.
Not sure why. Oh, it's a
I'll do it in 2 months. 2 months.
That's pretty aggressive. You're so months is aggressive. I mean, dude, you're not gonna be happy.
Jeffrey won his shirt last time.
Yeah.
Those Christmas cookies.
I can just throw it. 2 fold, 3 fold.
I love the hoodies up there. They just don't have it in black.
I'll do. You got
Yeah.
the 35.
Well, you know, they get new merch every now and then. Stay tuned.
7 fold, 8.
John with some queens here.
9 fold.
I'll do
John
John's
not gonna
getting
get
some
any.
hands. The ace king, although
Dude,
the
let's let him in. They always
aces
lose.
and the queen.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
That side always loses.
Yeah, there's no way.
You want to gain 50 pounds?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think there's any.
All right, Kevin has the lowest VPIP right now, and our winner.
He's
VPIP
below
is
the
Magic.
line.
Yeah. We may have to send him a quick text.
He's below the Lottie line. This is a serious problem.
You want to straddle there?
15% as determined years ago by all of you, the chat pros. You all decided 15%'s the line,
50 pounds?
and I have to honor that, being the Lottie in question.
6 months for 50 pounds is
4 calls, 5 calls.
Yeah, even 6 months ago.
fucking rough.
6 folds, 7 folds.
Not that bad. If there's a prop, there's a prop bet.
We have no raise yet. Is this going to be a limp pot?
$2.
Call-
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
You can see twos, all spades,
The amount of money, that's what'll push.
and the only spade is John's 4, which also has a gutter.
So I'll think about it.
John takes down another
Bet
pot.
wins.
Yeah, we can find just like 5 people or so, even more. I know some people that might be down. Yeah, I'll make it.
Like percentage.
Kinda, that's tricky.
He's going to work his way back one pot at a time.
Straddle 10. I'm about the same. I'm like 245.
You're taller than me.
That's another. 4 calls, 5 calls, 6
Magic limps in with ace 10.
50.
It's a tough spot under the gun, basically.
I just fold that.
Makes it 150.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's gonna. I mean, 90% of the time there's a pre-flop raise, so you're gonna call, you know, $50 with ace 10 out of position.
Ace 10 offsuit just isn't that
Yeah.
good of a hand. That's the reality of it. It's just not that good of a hand. Just fold it. I think limp is probably the worst choice between raise, call,
It
or
is,
fold.
yeah.
Like, unless you're limping aces as well, you're capping yourself. You're living dangerously if you're capping your range generally.
I will go to whatever extreme. I'll do all the juice cleanses.
Got Monday Night Football tonight. We have the Broncos versus the Bills.
We sure do.
Any fans of those teams out there?
Do that like first week, man.
I know Chris is obviously a Buffalo Bills fan. He's seated in seat 7.
I didn't get to see him before the show.
Gallons of pure sugar the whole day. You're going to be totally wired.
But then, like, when you're
The
not,
crash
like,
is
the
hard.
crash, though, yeah.
6 full, 7 full, 8 full.
I did it for 60 days.
Do you have diabetes?
Not that I know of.
Not yet.
Yeah. I mean, I can eat, like,
9 full.
one pound bag of Skittles and not get diabetes.
I, of course, being a Bronco fan, I am wearing a Russell Wilson jersey as we speak. Let's ride.
2 full, 3 full.
Go
4
Birds.
full.
Son came home and Dad, did you know you can diabetes?
No one asked.
It was weird being around a bunch of Eagle fans because I've never.
You're not used to being around Eagle fans.
Yeah, I mean there are a few here in Texas, but it's just.
No, there's just a few period. You have to leave off the in Texas part.
It's just, it was weird seeing everybody like-minded.
Jwin has trips.
You could, like, it's an adjective.
John doesn't have anything.
Or like a verb, actually.
Yeah, he smashes it. He's not gonna get paid with anything.
Like, that's where you could even consider checking back flop just to let John maybe
Catch up
turn
a-
himself a pair.
Catch up a bit or bluff.
Yeah.
Then
I just can't get Bobby from King of the Hill out of my head now as your son. That's like a very Bobby voice. Yeah. Did you know you can die to babies? I'm sorry.
You have a Bronco fan.
Yeah. Yeah, John Elway was definitely the gateway drug to being a Bronco fan. Elway in his playing days, his GM days were not so great.
Oh, the drive, right, against the Browns.
The drive, the famous drive.
The 98-yard. Optimized, though. Now he's got queens. He bumps it up.
4 calls, 5 calls.
Everyone's going to call him, which is just what you want.
What the
Not MH.
Whoa!
8 full.
Good enough to open.
MH going to think the better of it.
70.
Ah,
And the
I saw
ace
two
on the
hearts.
flop,
Did we see
just
someone with
what
two
we
hearts?
want.
Magic.
Magic has a heart draw. John has top pair. Optimize in last place with queens. Is going to c-bet because this is an ace-high flop, and he was the pre-flop raiser.
yeah, obviously
And
we'll
he's
see
going to
two
immediately
calls here.
regret that decision.
Oh, a
As
raise. Check
John
raise.
makes it 600. John, or 525.
525.
John living dangerously. Ace with a fairly weak kicker. Would love to get rid of the draws here and now.
The problem is, yeah, it does have to be, like, fast. Can't just
But-
put on, like, 40 pounds of muscle.
John also lucky that it was queens and not like ace king or ace queen, which would probably end up stacking. He's going to show.
I would have shown, but
Yeah, now you're totally getting owned by a better ace the next time you do
I would have
that.
maybe shown the ace. You know, but not the weak kicker there. I typically don't show anyway, unless you're playing with friends. It's just
Yeah. If you try to become a competitive eater, you know.
Yeah.
Soul and, like,
Aren't competitive eaters like not? No, a lot of them just like you wouldn't expect.
They're always sketchy.
Yeah.
Or at least not
A lot of them.
7 full.
Yeah, yeah.
Chestnut's kind of chestnut.
8 makes it 30.
queens again.
Lady's definitely
Seen
getting around
some
tonight.
big hands early on. Seen a couple kind of clash as well. Corey's got a pair too. He's not going to set mine for
He's
30.
folding. What?
4 calls, 5.
Are you sure it's not Corey who's below the Lottie line?
And Magic's going to call with 5-3 suited, and that's going to bring John in as well with spades here. And 7 doobie calls. All right, we have a very dry board here. We have queen high. Oh, it's flop set. Yeah, it smashes this.
8 bets 50.
Magic with a 3 could call, and he does.
That's a
Hoping his opponent had ace king or something like that. Well, doesn't matter now. Jack 10 gets there.
Back door is closed for Magic, more importantly.
200. Cool.
I don't think there's really a lot for MH to worry about, even with the king there. So
Yeah.
I would like to see a check.
That'll be the end of that.
Shroud 10.
Are you Christmas shopping?
I'm not Christmas shopping quite yet.
Wait, Black Friday's next week.
Black Friday is
my
1 week from Friday. Black Friday is 11 days from today, which means that 10 days from today we have turkey. Is that a Basset Hound in that type commercial? I have put the game up on my phone.
Too much information. Too much.
Just like a very brief cameo from what I think was a Basset Hound.
Kings again. Kings is our #1 hand so far. We've seen a lot of kings, a lot of queens. We've seen 2 people with aces. Optimize makes it a smallish raise for Texas. He gets a call. 2 callers.
We need to use a couple of spades. And James with the spade draw.
Yeah, Optimize likes that flop. He's going to try to bet James out, but I think James is calling a lot here.
He didn't call Jack 7 to fold the spade draw, I don't think. Ace the call. We go heads up.
Oh, I thought it was there.
Ten
Well,
of
now he's got
clubs.
the combo draw
Right
here.
color.
So just
A 9 or a
nine or
spade.
spade will get him. Give him the pot here. Optimize is going to make sure he's going to charge for those draws. He sees the draws too.
James gonna call.
For Optimize, it probably looks like he has a queen here, but
8's gonna pair on the ends.
well, James almost had a straight.
So I'm just gonna check now. Perhaps concerns that
I wonder if he's
this is trips.
trying to get him to bluff at this.
That's probably his best chance at getting money.
Yeah, the spades missed, and so the only way James is going to win if he bets at it. Watch how fast Optimize calls. He throws the 1 chip in. If James does decide to take a shot here.
600.
How big did
Oh,
he
did you
go?
say 600?
600, so it goes just under pot here. Saying I have it or I don't. Optimize is going to put it in.
That's probably why. You're like, maybe we're going to get one.
Going to just go ahead and show the kings, not make James show whatever missed bluff he had. Did Broncos just pick it off? Broncos just picked it off. No, they didn't. I think he was out of bounds. Broncos thought they picked it off.
1.
Shroud 10.
Now he doesn't have control yet.
Well,
And
he
it's
never had his
probably
2
1
feet
foot
in
anyway.
there. 1 foot.
That's like I don't even think he had 1 foot with control.
He's not a wide receiver. What do you?
Yeah, that's the difference between a wide receiver and a corner.
5 more minutes.
And apparently there was holding on Buffalo as well, so we still win.
Any plans for Thanksgiving, if I can ask?
Going back to New York and
Oh, you'll already be there. Kings again. Don't mean to cut you. Kings again. Wow, that's a lot.
I wish I could get kings that often.
4 players.
I don't like the 3 callers part so much.
Sounds like Katie.
I do like
do
the
now.
set though. I do like the
I do
set.
like the set there, and there's an ace out there. So if somebody has an ace, which
Ace,
they don't,
king, 9.
and then the diamonds. Only one person has a diamond. That's John. John has a gutter too.
4 bets 100.
That would be dirty.
100 for Magic. Away goes the gut shot. Away go the 7s. And away goes the pair of 9s. And Magic not going to get any additional money with that set.
Got double straddle. He kind of did it.
Double straddle is in effect onto Jwin, so that makes
There it goes.
effectively
2, 3, 4.
first position under the gun. Optimized, he throws it away. And gonna step away from the game a little bit. Magic fold. Don't really say that a lot. Sean's in there, raises with his 4 Dewey suited here. Really just tough to put him on a hand at times.
Jwin with the straddle special, the ace king suited.
And this looks like he's just targeting John here, right? Looks like a squeeze here.
Raise to 300.
Of course, John really doesn't have anything at all, so I'd be surprised if this goes
It's a
any
big
further.
bet too. It looks like a squeeze. Like I just want to take this pot down.
Yeah.
Because
doesn't matter what it looks
yeah.
like when he's got 4 high.
He's hoping John has something
Better than a
jam
4.
that- Yeah. Oh, we have Larry in the chat. How you doing?
Yeah.
Right now?
You just need to teach me how to do the backspin. That's the bluff.
Ugh.
You need to, what you need to do is get better at the chip tricks and do them in the hand. So I get better at
Stupid
the chip
defense
tricks.
letting Buffalo down the field.
I'm not fucking donating money in more ways than one.
Lesson number 1.
We can go ahead and gamble now. I have
We
10.
can. $10.
So what we do in the chat is we are going to roll here for some loyalty points in between Lottie and myself. It's $10,
Or raise to 30.
and whoever rolls higher wins the whole thing. Here's my $10. We've both been unlucky in this.
Kings.
I only had 10 points though. Kings
Kings
again?
again. Everybody gets kings today. You get kings. You get kings. You get kings.
And you know what the funny thing is? All the big pairs have been holding up
Yeah.
for the most part. I did. Well, I did that on purpose.
Well, this time they held up because they didn't get to the flop. Okay, who's going first
I'll
here?
go first. I'll go first. Let's see.
Now get
I
ready.
forgot how to do it. The gamble law. All right, here we go.
Gamble 10.
We got a double straddle this morning.
Just give me a 51.
Gotta keep him in action.
63. Ooh.
Well.
Ooh, I'm 63% chance of
Right?
winning
You're the
this.
favorite. You're the favorite. Here we go. Gamble 10. Let's go.
8.
Thank you, Rena. Let's see if it holds up against Lottie here.
And that's a double straddle.
Ooh, Bakers!
Oh, it's a 99.
99. Red
Wow.
balloons
At least I lost to a
floating in the
99.
summer sky.
8 makes it.
Speaking of 99,
And I doubled my points, right?
Kevin with 99.
I still doubled my points.
Why just quintupled my bet?
Dang.
All right. Well, MH going for the 3-bet with his ace deuce.
Kevin has not played a lot of hands. As a matter of fact, he's the lowest on the Lottie line there. He's under 15.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere,
You
though.
have the odds. You have the odds. You can set mine. Let's set mine. He's going to set mine. He will not get the set.
And plus, it's 2 overs, right? That doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah, we're done. We're done now.
MH does have a little showdown value with the 2.
Quick check.
And he's gonna ride
Gotta
that. a
check
little
it.
bit. That was
No help from the 9s there. 3 doesn't hurt the 9s either.
no, it's not a card that you'd really worry about, but
We could consider taking a swing at ace king, ace queen, and that is what he's going to do. Those hands have 10 outs. You don't mind if 10 outs folds.
yeah, and I think that I mean, Kevin probably checks almost every.
And it
pot
looks like
that he
MH
smashed
did make
it.
the call, even if the graphics aren't there. 5 on the end. The 9s will be good at showdown if we can find our way to showdown here.
Check, check. Showdown.
Check, check. Nines are going to win.
Nines.
And I'm pretty sure as it went to commercial on the stream there, I saw an interception.
From who?
Denver intercepting
Oh.
Straddle tag.
or otherwise gaining possession of the ball. Thank you. He'll have an opportunity to get it back later tonight.
I do have 20 points now. It's almost
You
like
have points.
the
You have
highest I've
enough
ever been.
points.
I feel like that's how sad is it. I think some people in the chat know that I just lost every flip for the last year and a half.
Folds. See my clock's up.
ESPN advertising the F1 race. That'll be on at 1 in the morning.
I'll probably still be up.
And
7:35.
Oh,
yeah,
we have Mitchell in the chat as
yeah, this
well.
weekend.
9 folds.
Gotta love that. Put a race in America, run it in the middle of the night in America.
It doesn't make sense.
It makes perfect sense if you're worried about Europe watching the race. And yeah, I say screw them.
They had that football game at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday in Germany.
They did.
I had to get up early.
Check.
That's early for me. It's early.
I was up early as well to make a drive down to San Antonio.
Hang on.
King high gonna be good for Chris. We just check all the way down.
Thank you. All right, bomb pot.
He just announced a bomb pot.
I did hear Jeremy say bomb pot. Such wonderful words. How are we already on the next bomb pot? Time's flying tonight.
It is. We've got what? How many hands do we have in? Almost
This is gonna
50.
be
Sorry.
number